Namaste and a very good evening to all of you. I welcome you to my channel, The Outlier. My name is Mithun. In today's video, I'll be talking about a very useful feature in Power BI, which is called as AI in BI or artificial intelligence in business intelligence. Even before I proceed to demonstrate how AI can be applied in the field of BI, may I request you to subscribe to my channel, also like and share my videos. Let me begin by introducing you to this particular data set. This data set is called as sample superstore data set. This data set I've downloaded from Tableau, and I will be using this particular file to demonstrate this feature of AI in BI. This data set consists of customer transaction details like order ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, so on and so forth. If I scroll to the extreme right side, you see a lot of important variables in this data set like sales, quantity, discount, and profit. I will be working on the variable profit. I will be interested in looking at which are the factors which cause profit to either increase or decrease. This is where we will be looking at how to apply artificial intelligence on business intelligence. I've already loaded this particular data set in Power BI. So let me head over to Power BI. There are many BI tools, but not many BI tools have this particular feature. So it's very interesting feature to work on if you're using Power BI. Let me go ahead and expand the fields pane. You can see here, this is the data set which is called as orders data set. I'm going to expand this particular data set. You can see all the fields that are present in this particular data set like category, city, country, customer ID, customer name, so on and so forth. I will go ahead and expand the visualization pane. There are a lot of icons for different graphs here. I'll choose the second icon here, which is called a stacked column chart. I repeat, stacked column chart. I will resize this particular visual here. Now, I will be using two variables to first of all construct the stacked column chart and then show you the application of AI in BI. The first variable that I will be using is what is called as order date. I will drag this variable and drop it into the window onto the left side. The second variable that I will be using is the last variable. In fact, it is not the last variable. It is the variable profit. I can drag this variable profit and drag it and drop it onto the window in the left-hand side. I can go ahead and click on the focus mode. You can clearly see here year-on-year sales. In the x-axis, you have the 4 years, 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. These are the 4 years of data. And in the y-axis, you have the total profit. There is clearly an upward trend as far as profit is concerned. Between 2016 and 2017, there is an increase in profit. Now, if you are interested in finding out why is there an increase in profit between 2016 and 2017, which variables are responsible for this increase in profit, this is where you've moved beyond BI. Creating simple reporting or dashboards or graphs or charts are part of BI. But if you're looking at some additional insights, you need to take the help of AI. Power BI has a very interesting feature, as I already told you, which can help you drill down and identify specific reasons as to why there is an increase in sales between 2016 and 2017. All that you need to do is select the particular bar, right click on this. You can see the option called as Analyze. Here, I will choose the first item which says Explain the increase. I repeat, I'll choose the very first option which is called as Explain the increase. Now, What Power BI does is at the back end, it applies filters with respect to various variables and it specifically finds out why is there an increase in profit between 2016 and 2017. You can see here, here's the analysis of approximately 14% increase in the total profit between 2016 and 2017. Power BI produces different visuals. We don't have to take every visual seriously. We can only take that visual seriously, which makes business sense. Let's look at the first reason which Power BI has identified for the increase in sales. It says by year and city. So you can see here, this is 2016 and this is 2017. And you have different cities. City is identified to be one of the reasons as to why there is a jump in profit. According to Power BI, there are different cities like Seattle, New York, and Lancaster that had the largest increase among cities. So one of the reasons as to why profit has increased is because there has been additional or increased profit, particularly for cities like Seattle, New York City, Lancaster, where there has been a large increase in profit. Let me scroll down and show you a second visual. You can see here the second visual is by state, right? What Power BI says is in states like Washington, California, and New York, these three states accounted for the majority of the increase among states, offsetting the decrease of Virginia. The relative contributions made by Washington, Virginia, and Indiana changed the most. You can see here at the extreme corners, you have the value of total profit. This is 2016, which is highlighted in blue color bar, and this is 2017. And wherever it shows a green color bar, it means that it is positively contributing to profit. So states like Washington, California, New York, Ohio accounted for high profit. Particularly, you can see here, Washington was the one state which accounted for the highest jump in profit. It accounted for almost 309% jump in profit. If you look at the state of Virginia, there's a small dip in profit, which means that it produced a loss between 2016 and 2017. So this is interesting. So we have identified two reasons. One is city and the second one is state. City may be too granular, but definitely you can look at state. Let me look at the third reason. As I scroll down, you can look at the variable region. Total profit by year and region. As before, you have the 2016 value for profit, and you also have at the other extreme 2017 value for profit. Interestingly, in Western region and Eastern region, what we have seen is we have seen an increase in profit. Particularly the Western region, there has been a 82% jump in profit. If you look at the second green color bar, which corresponds to the Eastern region, there's a 65% jump in profit. However, in places like Southern region as well as in Central region, there is a decrease in profit. What's interesting is that in the Central region, there is a decrease in the profit to the extent of 62%. That's what Power BI highlights here as well. It says West accounted for the majority of the increase among region, which is obvious because bigger the bar, higher is its contribution. West accounted for the majority of the increase among region, offsetting the decrease of Central. The relative contributions made by the West and Central change the most. Like this, I've interpreted three graphs. As you scroll down, you can see a lot of visuals are there. This is by year and ship mode. You don't have to choose every visual. Whichever visual makes sense, business sense, you can choose that particular visual. This particular visual is very, very interesting because here we are trying to explain profit by subcategory. You can see here in the x-axis, there are different subcategories of products like copiers, accessories, others, phone, tables, machines. And what Power BI says is copiers, accessories, and phones accounted for the majority of the increase among subcategory, offsetting the decrease of machines. In machines, you can see here, there's a dip in profit. Similarly, for tables also, there's a dip in profit. The relative contribution made by machines, binders, and tables change the most. You at least have 10 to 15 different charts. Here, you can see year and customer ID. Customer ID may be too granular, so you can just ignore customer ID or customer name. You have order ID, you have product ID. Product ID may be useful, but as I said, it would be better to go by product subcategory. You also see the explanation for profit based on the product name. Now, out of all these visuals, you don't need to select every visual. Whichever visual makes business sense to you, you can go ahead and select that particular visual. What makes a lot of business sense to me here would be the distribution of profit based on region. Secondly, the distribution of profit based on subcategory. Especially subcategory makes a lot of sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of paste this visual next to the original visual. To do this, you have to just click on the plus button here. The moment you click on the plus button here, the visual will be added to the page. Let me go ahead and choose the plus button. You can see here, this is the visual. Let me go ahead and copy this. I'm going to resize my original chart here. You can put the visual side by side so that there is clear understanding. Now, in case you want to put this in the focus mode, you can put this in the focus mode. You can see here clearly the distribution of profit based on the different subcategories. We can go back to the report. If you want to expand this, we can put this in the focus mode here as well, which will give me the year-on-year increase in profit. So with this, I've come to the end of today's video. In today's video, we have seen how easy it is to use AI or artificial intelligence in BI. I thank you very much for watching this video. I request you to subscribe to my channel and like and share my videos. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead.